Hello, my name is Will Trapp, founder at Gratavid, and I'm going to show you the Gratavid and Planning Center integration. Sweet. So before I talk about the integration, let me show you how Gratavid works. I'm going to click on this example right here. So this is my favorite example Gratavids. And what this video is it's a personalized video up front. This is Carrie thanking someone for making a donation, but really could be thanking them or responding to them for submitting a prayer request. Maybe they just signed up their kids or signed up someone for a youth program. So there's a ton of different use cases for how you could connect. You can even send this to new members. Maybe someone visited your church. So just a lot of fun ways you can use these personalized videos. And then a common approach to Gratavid is you have a personalized video up front where it's like 15, 30 seconds where you're mentioning that person's name. And then the second video or the third and the fourth video are more generic videos, maybe like testimonials from members of your church or alumni, or if you're in fundraising, it's an impact video showing the impact of your donation. So at the end of the day, this is an example of Gratavid, and ultimately this is what donors, this is what members of your church, and this is what constituents will receive. So let's show you how we make these. So I'm going to come up to Gratavid. I'm going to click log in. I just logged in so it remembers me, but this is essentially your Gratavid account. Within your account, you have three main sections. You have your notes section. Taking notes almost like campaigns. So you can come in here, you can create these campaigns. If you're familiar with MailChimp or Constant Contact, this is essentially where you build out these campaigns. We call them notes. And then the other section of Gratavid is a section we call the task list. And so this is just a list of personalized videos you need to record. So you can see I've got Barry Bloomerang, Barry Forrest right here. But imagine you have 10 videos of people who submitted a prayer request the past week, or 10 members who visited your church, or prospective members that visited your church, or maybe 10 people made a donation to the new West Wing expansion fund. This is where you upload those lists of people you wanted to send a personalized video to. Sweet, so that's Gratavid. You got your campaigns, your notes for sending. You can send that in bulk, so you can send one video to 1,000 people or 10,000 people. And then you have your task list section, which is where you send one-to-one personalized videos. You can add tasks one at a time. So I could say, Will Trapp visited church for first time. So I can add a task that way. That way I can send Will a personalized video saying, hey, let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for visiting our church. And you also can add tasks from a CSV file. So imagine you want to personally reach out to 100 people or 10 people, whatever it is, you can manage those and add those from a CSV file. So now you can see right here, Will's been visited. So I can simply just come here, I can record a video. Or another cool thing about Gratavid is I can request videos. So I could send a text message to my preacher or to a board member, really to anyone, asking them to record a video. All right, so that is the setup, just so you understand Gratavid. And what's cool is you can use the Planning Center integration to automatically create tasks. So let's show you how it works. I'm going to go to integrations right here. I'm going to click on Planning Center. I'm not connected, so I'm going to click Connect to Planning Center. And this is going to use just the standard OAuth 2.0 protocol. Type in my name. Now I'm connected. And so now I can come in here and I can turn on these different integration events. Refresh this page. Sweet. So now that I'm connected, there's 5 main events I can turn on. I can say when a new form is submitted in Planning Center, take some action within Gratavid. So I can say, hey, every time a form is submitted, go ahead and send a generic campaign that's maybe it's like, hey, thanks for submitting a prayer request. You can just have a video automatically send out, have that campaign automatically send out. Or you can create a task which you can personally reach out to that person. You can say, hey, Will, I received your prayer request. We're thinking about you and prayers have been sent. The way it works is you'll come right here, you'll turn this on. And then once that's on, you can set up some rules. So like I said, you could say, hey, when a person submits a form in Planning Center, I want you to automatically send a note and maybe have like a default prayer request received note. And so that would make that campaign automatically send to that contact. However, you're probably saying we don't want to automatically send something every time. So you can add some rules. So you can say, hey, any of these forms are submitted. And then you can change, you can filter based on the form type. So I created just 2 types in my Planning Center account, but we have a prayer request form, selected that. And so now we can say, hey, any of these forms are submitted, a prayer request form. I want you to create a task, and then I want you to assign that to myself. So that way I know I'm going to get all the prayer requests. I can record a personalized video. You could say, hey, another rule is if the different form is submitted, maybe it's a childcare request, someone else on our team manages that. So I'm going to say create a task. and then I'm going to assign those to FW Trap. Sweet. So this looks pretty good. So now I feel pretty good about my forms. Another thing you can do is you can stack these. And so you could, if you wanted to, you can filter based off campuses. So if the person in Planning Center, if their primary campus is any of these campuses, you can select that. So then you could say, hey, if the child care request forms are submitted and that person is a part of the Bentonville campus or the Fayetteville campus, you can have multiple campuses right here, then you could assign that to someone on your team. This is great if you have a really large church or large team, because someone in Arkansas might handle prayer requests and a totally different person might handle those prayer requests if they're in Texas. So it really gives you that customization. Sweet. So just to simplify, I'm just going to say, hey, a new prayer request submitted, creates a task and assigns it to Will. Awesome. So that is form. Second that form is submitted, it'll automatically create you a task. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Let's say John Smith. This is just a Planning Center form right here. Please pray for my sister, Sally. Awesome. So imagine that form is directly on your website, or it's clicked off from your website. That is going to send, and then in about a minute or two, you are going to see a task is going to automatically be created. So that is one section of the Gratavid integration. A form is submitted, you can automatically send a video or create a task to help you personalize that video. The second integration you can do is you can say when a new donation is added in Planning Center. Hey, there you go. You can see I just got a task. I'll go to that real quick. Awesome. So I can see new prayer request submitted. And then let me show you this if I can open it. Yeah. So we actually have a Gratavid app as well. And so now you can see right from the Gratavid app, I got that prayer request. I can even open that up and imagine this is your preacher. They have the app downloaded and they're literally just a few clicks away from recording that personalized video. Maybe it's something like, hey, John, I just got your prayer request. Want to let you know we're thinking about you and praying for you. Record that, send it off. Pretty dang cool, if you ask me. Sweet. So that is prayer request. Really nice thing too is since this was created from Planning Center, you have this little link right here. It says View in Planning Center. And so what that's going to do is it takes you directly to Planning Center. At this point, you have to log into Planning Center. I'm already logged in, but that's where you can get more information about that prayer request. So by default, Gratavid does not bring this level of information in. We really just bring like the links in. So that way you keep all that sensitive data, that important data stays in Planning Center. We just link to it. So that way you could click this, you could see what that prayer request was for. Then you could come right back here into Gratavid and record that video for you. Cool. I'm talking fast. I'm trying to get through this fast, but that is when a form is submitted. Next, you have integrations. So I just showed you when a form is submitted. I'll go ahead and take that off just for sake of the demo. The next one says when a new donation is added in Planning Center. And so same kind of concept. When a new donation is added, you can automatically send a Gratavid, or you can create a Gratavid task. So you can personally thank that person. And then you can add some rules. So these rules are a little bit different. You can say if the donation amount is greater than or equal to a specific amount, then we want to create a task and then assign that task to myself. So any donation that comes in, no matter what, we're going to create a task and assign it to myself. Reality is you're probably not thanking every donation. You're probably only thanking it if it's tied to a specific fund or if it's a specific campaign. And so maybe you have like a West Wing edition or some kind of capital campaign or construction campaign going on, or you're raising money for a mission trip, whatever that is. You can say, hey, if the donation's greater than 100 and it's a part of this West Wing fund, then we need to assign those to Frank on our team. He's managing the West Wing thank yous. Then we'll do another one, say, hey, if it's just part of maybe our general fund, that can go to me. Another really cool one is you can say if the donor's primary campus, and again, these campuses will pull from your Planning Center account. But my favorite one is if it's a person's first donation. So maybe it isn't even a tithing and they're giving to the church. It's still a pretty cool time to reach out to them and say, hey, thanks and welcome to the church. So we'll say create task and then assign that to Will. Sweet. So let me get rid of this just so we can, actually we'll keep that. So we'll say if the fund is West Wing, and then just for sake of it, I'm going to get rid of this. And then the way these rules work is they're like a waterfall. They evaluate top down. So if this rule is true, then nothing else will run. It'll create the task. If this is not true, then it'll go to the second donation, kind of works its way down till it finds a match. If it doesn't find a match, then the default rule will run. Sweet. So I'm going to save this. And then now I'm going to go into Planning Center. You refresh this page. Going to manually add a donation. So let's add this for Frank. Beautiful. Let's say it's $112.50. Why not? And then we're going to add it to that West Wing Edition Fund, our construction campaign. Awesome. I'm going to click Next Donation. Sweet. So that donation is in. That wouldn't matter where that donation came in. If it came in directly through Stripe or if it came in directly from your website, it's all going to trigger within Gratavid and create that task. Sweet. And so while we're waiting for that, the last few integrations we have is everything I've shown you so far is about taking data from Planning Center, new form submitted, new donation created, and adding that within Gratavid. So creating a task or sending a video, but you can send data back into Planning Center as well. So you can come right here, you can say, hey, when a Gratavid task is sent, I want you to automatically save that in Planning Center underneath my person, underneath my people as a note. Cool thing here is you can choose what category to save it as. And you could even create custom categories like the Gratavid category. You also can say, hey, save replies in Gratavid. So I'll save that just as general. And then you can say, anytime someone watches my Gratavids, I want to make note of that in Planning Center as well. In fact, I'll make all these a Gratavid. Sweet. Save that. Awesome. So let me check this. Ooh, I messed up. I assigned it to Frank, so I'm not going to get notified. My app's not going to get notified. I guess that's probably a cool use case. So since I assigned this to Frank, my app is not going to get notified. I'm not going to get notified because I'm signed in as well. So this is actually kind of a good use case. So this is nice because if you assign these to your preacher, then only he or she will get notified when that task is assigned to them. And so you're not going to get notified because you're not responsible for that task. This is a great way to show that it's a great way to involve the whole team. And you're not going to get notified unless that task is assigned to you. But if I go to my task list right here, I can see it, even though it's not assigned to me. I can see it right here. It says new donation for 112. And then here you can see right here the fund that's associated with it. And then you can see right there, created 2 minutes ago. If I wanted to reassign it to myself, I simply just come right here and then reassign that task. But that is it. And so same kind of concept. I can click View in Planning Center. And then instead of this linking directly to the prayer request, it's going to link directly to that donation. So I can get way more information about that donation. I can even click on the person right there to really help me personalize that video, thanking them for donating to the West Wing Fund. And then finally, I'm going to come in here. I'll go ahead and record this video. Frank, thank you so much for your $100 donation to the West Wing Edition. We couldn't do what we do without you. Have a great day. Awesome. So that's Gratavid. As you can see, these tasks are really meant to be these one-to-one personalized videos. And then the way it works is step one is you record that video just like I did there. And then step two is you send it through a note. And then this is where your templates come in. So the first section I showed you right under the notes right here, that's where you can have these templates pre-made like prayer request or new donation. And so that way when these come in, you can simply just, it'll default all that information. Awesome. So I got this looking good. This is ready to send. And so I'm going to send it to Frank. And now that's one task. And you simply would just kind of work your way down this list. And so that's how you knock out those tasks. I'm going to open up my email real quick. There we go. Send on behalf of Mercy Multiplied. And so imagine this is that church member or that donor watching this video. They're going to watch this video. I love it. Thank you so much. It is great to give back. So maybe your donor says something like that. Awesome. And then they even leave a reply right here. Cool thing about Gratavid is we essentially move this reply over to email, so it makes it super easy to manage it going forward. But if you remember, and the last thing I'll show you is if we talk about those integrations, you'll notice that we turned on these integrations that say, hey, when a Gratavid task is sent and when a reply comes in, I'll go ahead and turn this on and rewatch it. And when a Gratavid is watched, it is going to save that data back in Planning Center. And so now if I come back into here, I go back to my people, and I go to my notes right here. There you go. You can see this data automatically flowing back into Planning Center. So here you go. You can see their reply right there. And then you even can follow the link to view in Gratavid or to view that Gratavid. And the same kind of concept. You can see right here, task completed by WillTrap. Wowzers. That was a long demonstration, but it's pretty amazing and heavy integration, but definitely would love your feedback. And let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much.